The mind, the master of our thoughts, our impulses, our reactions. Yet how often does it betray us? How often do our emotions govern our decisions, like wild horses running untamed across the fields of reason? Today, my dear listener, we journey back to the roots of wisdom, back to an ancient mind that sought to master the storms within. Chrysippus of Soli, a name perhaps not as familiar as Aristotle or Plato, but a mind whose wisdom echoes through the annals of Stoicism. Born in the 3rd century BCE, Chrysippus was a Stoic philosopher who, if anything, understood that the mind must be trained, shaped, like a sculptor molds his marble, if it is to navigate the tempests of life with composure. Emotional control, we are told, is the goal of the Stoic. But how, you ask, do we achieve this? What is the secret? Here lies the genius of Chrysippus and his masterful use of logic. Chrysippus believed that logic proper, rational reasoning, was the key to mastering the mind. He was not merely concerned with intellectual knowledge, but with how that knowledge could transform one's inner life. His teachings on logic, tools, like a sword forged to cut through the clutter of irrational thoughts. He proposed that emotions, those overwhelming forces we experience, are not inherent to us. No, my friends, they are judgments, interpretations of external events, often misguided. Fear, anger, envy, and sorrow all arise from our beliefs about events, not from the events themselves. Chrysippus taught us that to control our emotions, we must first control our beliefs. Through the study of logic, we come to understand the nature of our judgments. Chrysippus taught us that when an emotion arises, we must ask ourselves, what is it that I am judging? What assumption lies beneath this reaction? When anger rises, ask, is this thing truly within my control? When fear strikes, ask, am I imagining what is not yet here? When sorrow tempts you, ask, do I have the power to change this moment, or is my perception flawed? The essence of Chrysippus' logic is to question your immediate reaction and test the belief behind it. Through such practices, Chrysippus believed we could arrive at a state of emotional clarity, a tranquil mind untouched by fleeting whims. For, he said, emotions are not the enemy, but rather the misunderstanding of the mind's natural purpose. By training the mind with logic, one does not extinguish passion, but instead refines it. Imagine, my friend, a life where you are not enslaved by your feelings, but rather the master of them. Imagine a mind so calm that, like the still waters of a lake, it reflects only what is true. Chrysippus' logic is not some dry, abstract exercise. It is the art of seeing life clearly, unclouded by the distortion of unchecked emotions. So, how do you train your mind for emotional control? You begin with Chrysippus' logic. You begin with asking questions, testing your beliefs, and holding your judgments up to the light of reason. And as you do, you will find that the storms within begin to settle. Your mind, once tempestuous, now tamed by the gentle hand of logic, will carry you through life's challenges with wisdom, peace, and resilience. Remember, the world may change, but the mind can be trained, and in that training we find freedom.